How are you doing, everybody? We are very happy to be here at the ECMAs. Last night I was particularly happy because the Canadians won their first game in the and I was happy with something else too. What was it? Oh yeah! I won an ECMA last night. I won it for my latest album, Shelter from the Storms, and we're pretty proud of that record. Got some here tonight. And so I thought, well, why not we start out with that? This is a title song from my latest album. Here we go. A hurricane hitting my hometown. I heard the pop best friend's house blew down. He wasn't around when it arrived. He just glad that the cat and the dog survived. I was having a beer in the Nashville bar, watching the Patriots lose by 5. A tornado touched down next door. Now the roof on the bar isn't anymore. Hurricane, hailstorms, too much snow. There's no place left safe to go. Bomb cyclone in my backyard. Took away my guitar. Everywhere I've been around the world, I feel like a drunk gonna tilt the world. Give me some place that's safe and warm, shelter from the storms. Oh, there's a pub I played in Portugal with a rooftop deck and a clear blue sky. And I remember a bar where I fell in love in September on a beach on PEI. I wanna be living in a weather like that. Don't worry about the weather, it's a waste of time. I can't learn to relax again, put up my feet, drink my wine. Hurricane, hailstorms, too much snow. There's no place left safe to go. Bomb cyclone wrecking my backyard. And a flash flood took away my guitar. Everywhere I've been around the world, I feel like a drunk on a tilt the world. Give me some place that's safe and warm, shelter from the storm. Oh, give me some shelter. I need some shelter. Shelter. Hurricane, hailstorms, too much snow. No place left safe to go. Bomb cyclone wrecking my backyard. And the flash flood took away my guitar. Everywhere I've been around the world, I feel like a drunk gonna tilt the world. Give me some place that's safe and warm, shelter from the storms. I need some shelter from the storm. A hurricane hitting my hometown. Thank you very much. I love being in this theater. You know, we played this theater I think 3 times before, and we had pretty full houses, so I'm not quite sure what happened tonight. But we may not have the quantity, but I know we have the quality. And so maybe I'm sure some of you know this song, so maybe you could help us out in the chorus. I love being a part of the ECMAs in Sydney. It is a big part of my history. When I released my Open Window album, I ended up getting 5 ECMAs that night. I remember being just completely in a daze when I got those ECMAs, and it really gave a big boost to my career. So I always felt good coming back to Sydney for ECMAs. I'd like to do a song from that album, and some of you may know this one is a song I wrote that got, actually not a few years ago, it got entered into the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame, which made me feel pretty good. cool to have a song in there with some of my songwriting heroes. So it'd be awesome if you could help me out with the chorus. Repeat after me. Sailing, sailing. Oh, there are more people here. Sea of Galilee, Sea of Galilee. Water, water. Pull them in with me. Pull them in with me. You guys are awesome. Peter Street. I still get up before the day breaks. I still walk down to the shore. I watch the sunrise from the eastern ocean, but I don't sail to meet it anymore. How could they let this happen? We saw it coming years ago. The greedy ships kept getting bigger and bigger, and the sonar told them where to go. That night I dreamed that I was sailing out on the Sea of Galilee. We passed our nets upon the water, Jesus, pulled them in with me. Where am I gonna go now? What about this boat I own? And what about this old piano? What about my father's bones? That night I dreamed that I was sailing out on the Sea of Galilee. We cast our nets upon the water, Jesus, pull them in with me. Oh, yes, he did, you know he did. Someone sang an old sea shanty, and Neely told the mainland joke, and Kelly cursed and swore until his voice gave out. Then he asked me for a smoke, and then he took his father's shotgun, walked to the harbor through the town. He fired 14 times, woke everybody up. We all watched that boat go down. That night I dreamed that I was sailing out on the Sea of Galilee. Let me hear you now. We cast our nets upon the water, Jesus, pull them in with me. That night I dreamed that I was sailing out on the Sea of Galilee. We cast our nets upon the water, Jesus, pull them in with me. We're going to go gospel now. That night I dreamed that I was sailing out on the Sea of Galilee. Sing it out. We cast our nets upon the water, Jesus, pull them in with me. Yeah, yeah, pull them in with me. You know, pull them in with me. Yeah, pull them in with me. Yeah, pull them in with me. I still get up before the day breaks, and I still walk down to the shore. I watch the sunrise from the eastern ocean, but I don't sail to meet it anymore. Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce these wonderful players up here with me. Over here on my immediate right, she's from Cap Pelé in New Brunswick, star of many different productions over there, played many symphony orchestras and bands, and we're so happy to have her in this band. Please welcome Marie-André with it. And over on my far right, she's also a star of many Acadian productions, many Francophone productions, especially one called Ode, like the Ode to Acadia, which was a review that celebrated Acadian songwriters and Acadian songs and traveled the world. They had over 1,000 performances of this, and they used to have a couple of my French songs in their show, which I'm pretty proud of. But now she's a part of my band and a part of my life. Please welcome Patricia Richard. And over here on my left, also from Mont Carmel, where Patricia's from for a very good reason. He happens to be Patricia Richard's son. On the keyboard, Julien Robichaud. And that part of the world actually plays a role in this next song. This is another song from the new album. I wrote this song about a good friend of ours. Her name is Kirsten Newshafer, and she's an incredible woman. She a great adventurer. She had many adventures, and before she decided she wanted to learn sailing, she spent years delivering boats and learning the craft. Then she decided she wanted to enter the world's most dangerous sailing race, the Golden Globe sailing race. One person on a small boat, no bigger than 36 feet, all the way around the world, all by yourself. When you leave port in France, you have to take everything with you. You cannot touch land once during the race. No communication with the outside world. You can only use navigation that existed before 1967. So basically, you got an astrolabe, and that's it for getting navigation. And she found a boat in Newfoundland that qualified, but it needed a lot of repair. And she could. It was during COVID. She was supposed to get it repaired in the States. She only made it as far as PEI. She showed up there in the middle of January, and she didn't know anybody, but luckily she ended up meeting a bunch of friends of ours, Acadians, who fell in love with her dream of being in this race, spent a year helping her get her boat ready. Patricia and I got to know her in that time, and had some dinner. She used to come to my shows, and she left PEI a year later for France to start the race, and there were 16 professional sailors in this race. She was the only woman in the race of 16 sailors. And when they left on the race, even though they had no communication, each boat had a transponder, so we could follow the race every day. We must have followed it 3-4 times a day or something like that. We were addicted. And 236 days at sea she spent. When she was going around Cape Horn, I was so impressed by her courage and her strength and courage. I wrote this song. It's called On the Minnehaha. The Minnehaha was the name of her boat, is the name of her boat, which means the laughing waters. It's an indigenous word. And we decided to record it. We recorded it, and Patricia made a video. You can see it on YouTube. And we got all the people who had helped her on PEI to sing on the end of this song. We had them all singing this. If you guys would sing their part, that'd be awesome. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Awesome. I think there's more people there than I can see. I don't know. Anyway, when she finally, about a month after I wrote that song, she crossed the finish line. She did not know until she crossed the finish line that she was in first place and she won the race. And when she pulled her boat up to the docks, they were blasting this song over the sound system to her, and that was the first time she heard about it. She writes about that at that moment. She just wrote a book. I read the manuscript. It is amazing, and it's going to be out soon. You want to check it out. This is called On the Minnehaha for Kirsten Newshafer. Whoa. Pull by the gate and siren song to the only place where she belongs. Only the stars will guide her now. Only the wind will show her path. On the Minnehaha, can you hear the laughing waters? Ha 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 ha. She sails into the sun on the Minnehaha. Sing a song for the ocean's daughter. Ha 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 ha. A new day's begun. This boat is strong, she will be fast. Now lash the helm, climb the mast, pull all the reef nuts out of the main, then let her have her way again. On the Minnehaha, can you hear the laughing waters? Ah, ah, ah. She sails into the sun on the Minnehaha, sing a song for the ocean's daughter. Ah, ah, ah. A new day's begun. Sky moon and mercury falling, distant thunder soon they be calling. See the lightning talking tough from cloud to cloud. Keep a steady hand on the helm, you paid the price to cross this realm. You know the way the wind is moving now. This dream will take you round the world. This boat will shape you like a pearl. This sextant, the morning sun, will lead you there before anyone. On the Minnehaha, can you hear the laughing waters? Ah, 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 ah. She sails into the sun on the Minnehaha, sing a song for the ocean's daughter. Ah, 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 ah. Can you hear the laughing water? Ah, 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 ah. She sails into the sun on the Minnehaha, sing a song for the ocean's daughter. Ah, ah, ah. Here, sing it with us. Ah, 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 ah. Come on. Ah, 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 ah. Ah, 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 ah. Ah, ah, ah. Can you hear the laughing water? Ah, 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 ah. Ah, Thank you very much. Well, it's always interesting playing these showcase kind of things. You only have a few minutes to do a song. You're always trying to figure, well, what songs can I possibly do? I'm always changing my mind 15 times before I actually get to the stage. But I figured I got to do this next song because it has a Sydney connection. And I know a lot of people don't know. I had the great fortune, the great honor and the great fortune to work with the late, great Jimmy Buffett. Are any Jimmy Buffett fans in the audience? He recorded one of my songs about almost 20 years ago, and we got together back then, and I got to play on stage with him, and that was an awesome time. I got to cook lobster for him. He came up to surf in Nova Scotia, and then we kept in touch for a while. But over a little bit of time, we sort of got out of touch a little bit. And then he called me up almost 3 years ago now, and he said he was putting together a new album, and he wanted me to co-write some songs with him. And I thought that was very cool. We're going to co-write some songs. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but Jimmy Buffett has Eastern Canadian roots. His great-grandparents grew up in Newfoundland, at Rose Blanche, Newfoundland. And his granddad, when he was young, lived in Sydney. Here in Sydney. And he tells a story about how his granddad jumped out of a window as a child, ran off to sea, and never came back. Which is kind of a common story in Sydney, I'm told. But, no, I'm kidding. But he's proud of his roots in Sydney. He came to visit Sydney, and he went to Newfoundland. And but when he called me up, he wanted to write a song called Portugal or PEI. And I'm, being from PEI, I was thrilled that he wanted to write a song about PEI. So we ended up writing this song along with a couple of guys from his band, and then he flew Patricia and I down to Key West to sing and perform on his last, what ended up being his very last album. And what a tremendous thrill to be able to work with a legend like that and write a couple of songs with him. And then to get to be featured artist on his album. I'm a featured artist on the album, along with Paul McCartney and
Emmylou Harris.
Angelica Kidjo. Just an amazing album. Check it out. It's online. You can stream it. Equal Strain in All Parts is the name of the album. Anyway, we want to do the song that we got to co-write together and sing together. This is called Portugal or PEI. In this song, there's a lot of references to Jimmy Buffett songs and a lot of references to PEI names as well. So you can look them up on that. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put your hands together. I guess that I was born without no magic. There's very little on this planet that I have not seen. Everybody's on a soapbox, influencers and phones. Tick-tock, thunder right around the clock, but I'm still thinking, rolling stone. When am I gonna go? When the volcanoes flow. Everybody asking all the time, contemplating my pet band or a beach party sacre. I think I'll find a way. Till then I'll be in the Congo line, up in Portugal or PEI, laying low, staying high. I got my good friends close and troubles far away. Music on the beach, cause singing the signs. No big deal, no master plan. We'll be alright come Monday. Ocean, on the friendly archipelago, where the women sing to Gaia, and the marijuana grows. And I'm thinking, the garden of the gold, where the Portuguese fished long ago. Speak a little, make more when I can. Maybe Cavendish will do the do-si-do. When am I gonna go? When the volcanoes flow. Everybody asking all the time, contemplating my pet band or a beach party sacre. I think I'll find a way. Till then I'll be in the Congo line, up in Portugal or PEI, laying low, staying high. I got my good friends close and troubles far away. Music on the beach, cause singing signs. No big deal, no master plan. We'll be alright come Monday. Everybody's on the soapbox, and there's I feel the ocean breeze right now. It sounds right good to me. I really like those possibilities. Till then I'll be in the conga line. Where am I gonna go? Till then, everybody sing this. Where am I gonna go? Till then I'll be in the conga line. Where am I gonna go? Till then I'll be in the conga line. Where am I gonna go? Till then I'll be in the conga line. Where am I gonna go? Till then I'll be in the conga line. Where am I gonna go? Till then I'll be in the conga line. Where am I gonna go? Till then I'll be in the conga line. Where am I gonna go? Till then I'll be in the conga line. Where am I gonna go? Till then I'll be in the conga line. Where am I gonna go? Till then I'll be in the conga line. Where am I gonna go? Till then I'll be in the conga line. Where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna go? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You guys have been a great audience. We've got time for just one more song. And we do want to thank you for coming on out. And hope you're enjoying the East Coast Music Awards. We're going to be playing in Lewisburg, not that far from here, Lewisburg, near the end of June in the Lewisburg Playhouse. And we're going to be playing around Cape Breton, various things. Follow LENNIEGALLANT.com and check it out. And we're going to be back playing our Christmas show this year. We're going to be playing at the Member Center Christmas show, 2026 version. Hopefully you can make it out. We always have so much fun. It's a big audio visual show. And we're going to do a song now. Oh, and by the way, we do have some product here for sale. If anybody's interested after the show up here on the stage, Patricia will sell you whatever you like. Maybe not whatever you like, but she'll sell you some product. And I'll be happy to sign them for you. We're going to end up here with a song. I had a chance to play this song with Symphony Nova Scotia on tour. I toured it with Symphony New Brunswick and the Symphony PEI, and now we're totally spoiled on this. We can't pull this song off without an orchestra, or at least a horn section. So I hope you're going to help me create the Hat Tower Power horn section here right now. If you'd be so kind, repeat after me. The horn parts for this song goes like this. You guys are wicked. Small but powerful horn section. It's called The Band's Still Playing. It's been a lot of fun playing for you. Sing it with us. All hands on deck, please don't panic. It's probably the drill, there's really nothing wrong. She goes on the Titanic. Can't be too bad, the band plays on. Everybody! Little light goes lost upon the water. Captain's crying, won't you please get in? Disaster. I just don't believe the mess we're in. And the band's still playing. Can you hear those horns crying out for our souls? And the band's still playing. The band played hymns. And the band played rock and roll. band's still playing. Can you hear those horns crying out for our souls? And our band's still playing. The band played hymns and the band played rock and roll. Got me dancing so fast. You know I really ain't got time to think. Someone said something about a big hole in the sky. Someone said last call time for one more drink. And the band's still playing. Can you hear those horns crying out for our souls? And the band's still playing. The band played hymns and the band played rock and roll. And the band's still playing. Can you hear those horns crying out for our souls? And the band's still playing. The band played hymns. Still playing.